Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Six Man Blitz. I'm Jake Lynch. The Bulls played the Los Angeles Clippers the other night, and Kawhi Leonard was courtside wearing a Chicago White Sox hat. Is that an indication of anything?
Hey, come to Chicago. We already got the paw. Now I just need the claw.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? I'm Micah. Hey, I just been doing some, digging before this NBA playoffs. Now, the Nets, they're looking at the AC right now. They possibly move it up, maybe 7th or 6th at the highest. And the Clippers just got Paul George back. Now, the Clippers played very well. Paul George back, 33 points in his first game. They haven't ruled out a Kawhi return. I've even seen some reports saying he could come back in the first round. Maybe. Just some sources that I'm bringing out there. Could this possibly be Brooklyn Nets Clippers finals? The lowest seeding rankings in the finals ever? Think about it.
It's not a crazy take to have.
I mean,
Paul George, Kevin Durant, both coming back. Kyrie Irving, 100%. Maybe a Kawhi
Ben
Leonard.
Simmons coming back, with his back.
Yeah, exactly. He got back soreness. But I think that would be a fun finals to watch. I can't wait for these NBA playoffs. If anything's like last year where there's just chaos, maybe the Lakers not even getting in. I don't know. I think it's going to be crazy.
The Lakers aren't getting in.
Exactly. Even if they do make the play-in, it's going to be fun.
Even a first-round matchup because it's looking like if the Brooklyn Nets win their last 6 games, they could get the 6th seed. That would be a Philly Brooklyn Nets first-round seed. And that's what we all want to see.
Exactly. But welcome, everybody. Six Man Blitz. We got a great show for you guys today. Talking about Bruce Arians retiring off the bat. Talking about Bobby Wagner to the Rams. How does this keep happening? How do they keep signing the best players in free agency? What is cap space? I think that's a valuable question to have nowadays. Talk about a Final Four preview. Is Coach K going to win it all? Is Saturday night Coach K's funeral? I don't know, man. Kansas, Villanova, North Carolina, Duke, get into the Final Four preview. And then, of course, got to talk about Will Smith and Chris Rock. I know it's been a while. I know you've heard a lot of stuff talking about it, but going to have two young dudes talking about it. Exactly. Gotta talk about it.
Every platform people are talking
exactly.
about it.
So
it
was crazy, but we'll get into that obviously. But make sure to follow Six Man Blitz on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. The boys are on there, man. Make sure to hit that plus button next to episodes. Download the episodes, helps out go a long way. Subscribe on YouTube, help us grow on the YouTube channel. Comment, like the video, help the boys out, man. You know how it goes. Follow us on social media at Six Man Blitz, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We posted more on those, so definitely interact with us on there and follow us on there. Tell a friend about Six Man Blitz, whatever you got to do. Got anything else before I head to the show? Let's head into it.
Touchdown Bears! No way!
Hangs, fires, yes! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
All right, the boys are back. Let's start off with Bruce Arians retiring. Kind of came out of the blue. Some people,
blue as hell.
Some people kind of hinted at it. Mike Florio kind of hinted at it, but that's one of the most powerful people in football media. But I feel like that was out of left field for most people that just follow the NFL.
He came out of nowhere too. I've barely seen any rumors about him leaving, but of course, apparently he had plans to leave a couple of years ago too. Out of the reports, But I do like the fact, though, that instead of, just getting fired earlier on, he's letting Todd Bowles take over and giving him a good team to work with, because it's scarce for black head coaches in the NFL right now.
Right.
And instead of, having him go somewhere else, giving him a great opportunity with Tom Brady and stuff, it's a good opportunity in that aspect, but he was a little cocky about it.
Yeah, definitely, and that's how BA comes out. But it's crazy to see Bruce Arians and Sean Payton lead the same year. So Matt Rule is the longest tenured coach in the NFC South now.
That tells you some things.
Yeah, that tells you something. But I think it's also interesting to see, Todd Bowles make a return to be a head coach, because we saw how, his Jet
days. He did a good job with the Jets.
He did a good job. He didn't do a bad job, but he, still the Jets at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that how it is. Unless your name's Adam Gase, if you go to New York, you're not gonna really feel things out. It's kind of just you go to there to die. That's pretty much how it goes.
Basically, yeah, it's a tough place to get some wins in. It hasn't been good since Rex Ryan was down there.
Yeah.
What like our intro for the show?
Oh yeah, I need a goddamn snack. Yeah, but I mean, you gotta play the Patriots all the time and Bills all the time.
Yeah,
That division
it's
is
a
just tough.
division to work in.
But do you think Brady has something to do with this though?
Maybe, I don't know, because him and Bruce Arians, they be beefing a little every
Yeah,
now
they
and
be
then.
beefing a little, exactly.
But it is kind of cool though, like he's not head coach anymore, but he gets a front office job. I think
Yeah.
we could possibly even see these older coaches do that, like Bill Belichick, Pete
Right.
Carroll, that kind of thing. But Brady, does he have something to do with it?
Dude, I think he has something that like
He definitely got to have ranked with this Tampa
Yeah.
Bay Buccaneers. Got him a Super Bowl the first year. He's got some say.
he's probably one of the best players in franchise history already. He's only been there for 2 years.
And with the rumors of him to Miami and him to San Francisco, you think that was possibly the front? Jason White, they probably were like, Bruce Arians, we love you, but you can't. We need Tom Brady to stick around.
Exactly. And Brady has that much control, and they're always like, when Brady retired, they talked about Bruce Arians being like one of the problems with it, and like we were just like, Bruce Arians, what does Bruce Arians have to do with it? And there was just more reports about Arians coming out that they weren't on the same page. Arians did all this and that. Because if you think about it, like Bruce Arians' offense with Jameis Winston, totally different than with Bruce Arians' Tom Brady. He wanted to air it out. Even with Carson Palmer, if you look at where he was before, Ben Roethlisberger, he wanted to air it out, just chuck it down the field. And that's not Brady at all. He wants to dink and dunk and get completions. Exactly. So maybe there was a fallout there. They didn't see eye to eye. But
like Bruce Arians has too much pride.'t gonna let nobody come in and tell him what to do and have that kind of power other than him as a head coach.
Because he's that old. He's not gonna be like, it's my off. I've done this so long. I'm not gonna listen to you. Yeah,
some of the same issues we saw Brady and Belichick have. The two alpha males in there, kind of thing we saw with Arians. So I mean, what do you think changes though with Brady having Bowles? Do you think he's going to be able to have more control, more power, or is it just going to be Brady's show kind of thing?
I think it's going to be Brady's show because he just retired last year, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's going to retire this year. So everyone's kind of look at this year like Coach K's farewell tour. They're going to look at it like, is this his last? Is this his last? For everything he does, just because he retired offseason this year. So they're thinking like, all right, this might be Brady's last season just because what he did this offseason.
I think he still goes one. It depends on what happens.
It depends. Yes, it depends. It depends on how
that would crush him.
Yeah.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he's done.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna go on the high note. But if he comes out short again,
fuck them kids. He going back in the lab.
Hey, and it's a little suspect that he comes back and then Arians is gone like a few weeks later. Why did this happen when Brady's retired?
Right.
A little sus.
Yeah, it is.
But all right, now let's get into Bobby Wagner going to the Los Angeles Rams. How does this keep happening? How do the Rams keep getting the best players possible? I mean, we were talking earlier, Bobby Wagner, top 3 linebacker in the NFL.
Best linebacker. He's got to be.
Exactly. If he's not top 3, all right, top 5. All right, but if he's outside of top 5, you're crazy. Jalen Ramsey, top 3 corner in the NFL. One of the best players defensively. Aaron Donald, best player defensively in
He's probably one of the best pass rushers of all time. He's
exactly. One of the best players in the NFL last 10 years, I'd probably say. And they have 3 players that are top at their position. And Leonard Floyd had a good year last year. And I'm just talking about defense now. How do they keep doing this?
Yeah, you think about it. They lost Von Miller to Buffalo, and you replace him with Bobby Wagner. One of the most consistent and most durable linebacker we've seen in some time. Because he consistently, 100 tackles a year, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, he doesn't miss. So it's crazy to see that this Rams team, they're not going to skip a beat defensively. We can argue they're going to get better defensively with a captain like that, Bobby Wagner controlling the front. Because you think about it, one area they were thin on in the defense was linebacker. That was their inside interior linebacker. So adding Bobby Wagner to that, this defense is going to be that much better.
Exactly. And, I mean, they got some draft picks still. They don't have, top end draft picks.
But this draft is deep in each of the
Exactly.
rounds. You can get some
Exactly.
gems.
You can find somebody, right? You maybe bundle something together, trade up maybe. They can do something. It's the Rams. They don't like picks. They can do something for these picks. Who knows? And the thing about the Rams, they got Odell midseason, Von Miller midseason. They can still get some guys midseason.
Yes, and that's a crazy thing. This the team we see now is probably going to be a different team. There's going to be more pieces. Some guys might be gone, but I'm just interested to see if they are able to resign Odell. I think that's another big thing because bringing in Allen Robinson, this team, I don't know if Brady's going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. This Rams teams look good. Cooper Kupp, best receiver, last year ever, season-wise, stat-wise. They had Matt Stafford, who, is on pace to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Got Allen Robinson, who's had a struggle the last 2 years with the Bears. We saw what he did in Jacksonville, though. Got some running backs banged up that are going to be healthy this year. I think it's going to be hard to beat this Rams team down the stretch.
Very hard. And this is last year, this was their first year all together. All the guys, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. That year they had was crazy because this is their first season playing together.
Right.
Imagine what they're going to do next year with more chemistry and stuff. So that's something that you can look out for, but it's going to be a tough road for the NFC.
Who else is competing with them in the NFC, right? I mean, you got to start off with the Packers. They're always competing.
Packers
right?
are thin too. They don't have a receiver.
Exactly. They're always competing. They're gonna upgrade in the draft, maybe. Or
the Niners.
Probably. The Niners in their own division. Seahawks are off. Cardinals. Who knows?
There's a lot of shit going on. Kingsbury could be out next year. Kyler Murray.
Who knows?
He could possibly that dysfunction could grow. It's who else? A team that I think you can look out for. I think the Cowboys, they didn't get better.
Cowboys,
but I think the Eagles, that's the team.
Yeah, and the Eagles, it's just who's going to be the healthiest team in the NFC East, right? That's kind of been the question the last few years. Whoever's been the healthiest in the NFC East came out and won, Washington's always banged up a lot. Eagles are always banged up, always. Having 3 first-round picks is essential. Build around Jalen Hurts, maybe get a offensive lineman, receiver, corner. They can do some damage in this draft.
There's still some talent out there too.
Exactly.
Tyrann Mathieu could possibly go to the Eagles. That's a big change. That defensive front right now, how they're looking, Hassan Reddick, the Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, all those guys they got up front, and the run game. Watch out for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think the Rams are 1 in the NFC. Bucks have to be 2. When you have a guy like Tom Brady, you have that defense like that. I think the Bucks got to be 2. Even with the new coaching change, everybody's still there. Nobody's left.
Yeah, nobody left. And
exactly.
With Todd Bowles, people are coming back.
Exactly. So a lot of people love to play for Todd Bowles. And then 3, probably the Niners.
Yeah. Even with Trey Lance coming back, I think they're not going to miss a beat. I think that Kyle Shanahan, that offense, it just gets better year after year. But 4, Sid, is Packers by default.
Packers are Cowboys. It's if Cowboys didn't do nothing this whole offseason, Packers trade away their best player to get first, second. So we'll see. There's still a lot of things to look at in the draft, but it doesn't look good for the Packers or the Cowboys.
If the Bears, I know we're gonna get a little biased, but if the Bears, if they ace this draft,
no, there's no way.
It may do the NFC.
NFC is wide open.
3 teams, it's wide open. Those last 4 playoff spots.
But then you say those. Open. But then you say those 3 teams. And
besides those 3 contenders.
Exactly, and then who's beating those 3 contenders?
To the playoffs.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get a participation trophy then.
Yeah.
All right, then. That's what we're doing.
Hey, I'll be happy we go to the playoffs. I know we got a new coach. We're rebuilding, so going to the playoffs in year 1 would be a good step forward.
Okay. Now let's talk about Final Four. It's finally that time. Do you have any of these Final Four teams? I don't know if we talked about this.
No, I didn't, because I had Baylor, Houston, Auburn, and Gonzaga.
Okay. I only had 1. I had Villanova.
North Carolina, you got them cutting down that net.
I said that last year's tweet, but I did pick Villanova in my bracket. So I did have one. So combined, we had 1 out of 8.
It's been an interesting March
No,
Madness.
it definitely is. It's getting harder and harder every year. 1 seed, 2 seed, 8 seed, and of course it has to be Duke, North Carolina. I think that's the best matchup this whole tournament, this whole season. And we saw last month, I think it was, or maybe the end of this month, Coach K's last game in Cameron Indoor, North Carolina ruins it. North Carolina wins. And North Carolina has been going on this run ever since that. They've been catching hot. And think about North Carolina, they don't have that best player.
Yeah.
They have one of the top 4 guys that can take over a game and score 20 points. That's what I like about the North Carolina team. I don't know about North Carolina to win it all, but I do like North Carolina to beat Duke. I just think they've done it before.
You're just a Duke hater, man.
I am a Duke hater. I am.
Every game, you're like, oh, this is Coach K's last game. This is his best game today.
I can't tweet it out Saturday. I've jinxed it too many times. You will not see me tweeting out. Maybe you might. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I will, but I just hope Coach K loses. He's made this whole thing about him, whole season about him. He announced the retirement tour before the season, so everybody can get gifts for him and everything. He's got a camera crew follow him around, and of course he makes it to the Final Four. I can't stand for this anymore.
No,
I'd rather have him lose here than losing a championship. It's North Carolina.
If he loses, then it's the players. The players didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
In the last, but it's going to be interesting if you do make a tweet. I hope you do make a tweet, because then I'll bet my whole house, my savings, I'll bet everything that Duke wins. But I think North Carolina just lost a player. Was a torn Achilles, right?
That's Villanova.
Ah, damn. But, like, it's crazy because going into this, I had my teams, I had my bracket, I had St. Peter's, I was rooting for Cinderella.
The Cox.
But just once you get to that point where you got your teams and they all lose, you kind of just check out,
Yeah, for real. You got to check out.
You just check out. It's just
That's
like,
true.
It's like, damn, like, I don't want to root for Duke. I don't want to root for any of these teams.
You check out and you're just like, I'm just gonna watch for fun. I don't have a dog in the fight.
Now it's just watching for the storyline. Shout out to my boss. He gave me the day off. Talking about, I know you want to see the Final Four. I'm gonna check it out now. I was gonna watch it on the app, but no, I think just for the storylines right now, this game is gonna be huge. Duke versus North Carolina. It's just, I'm gonna take Duke in this though, because I think they have more firepower. They got the Pablo guy. He's a hooper. I'm gonna take Duke in this. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be a nail biter.
Dude, Duke is fun to watch. Even though I hate Duke, I talk down on Duke every time.
You're not the only one either, bro.
Everybody.
Big Cat hates Duke too.
As they should. But watching Duke, Pablo is very fun to watch. He's gonna be a real good talent in the NBA. AJ Griffin has been huge down the stretch for Duke. They might have 3 first-round picks in the draft, which is insane to think about. Any team that has 3 first-round picks.
That's every year for Duke, though. They think about the year with RJ Barrett,
right?
Cam Reddish, and Zion.
But we all knew their names, though, right? Like they were big-time recruits out of high school. We were, Ball's life, all this stuff. Following, these guys have grown into their own. Besides Pablo, obviously, but Duke is. I'm nervous. I'm nervous that Coach K is going to win this. I'm very nervous that he's not going to just win this game. He's going to win it all. And I hate to say it, man. I am so nervous for Saturday.
I do think, though, the team that wins the championship is between Villanova and Kansas still game. I think
so, too. I think so, too.
Those 2 teams have a better roster around them. I think Villanova's really good. They're playing at a high level. I think the winner of that game wins the championship.
If I had to pick one, I think it'd be Kansas.
Really?
Just because Villanova.
Boy, Joe got to bring him on then.
Exactly. Thing about Villanova, they just lost one of the best players in Elite 8 due to the Achilles injury. Kansas has been looking good. Remy Martin has been shooting lights out lately. They've been shooting lights out lately. OJ, Baji's still one of the best players at college basketball. So if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick Kansas. I think I feel most confident putting money on Kansas if I had to.
It's a safe bet. You heard it here, man. If you're gonna put some money on it, do it Kansas.
All
But
right,
don't tweet it out then. People won't put their money on it.
I'm going Kansas, North Carolina, Kansas winning it all.
I'm gonna flip flop on you. I'm gonna go Duke, Villanova, because I think Villanova's a better team, and I'm rooting for Duke. So, but then I got Villanova winning it all.
I bet. Hey,
Right?
let us see it, man. But now, lastly, let's get off sports real quick. Will Smith and Chris Rock, man. What the hell happened?
It's just crazy because I was at work when it occurred, and I mean, if this doesn't happen, do we talk about the Oscars?
That was they said that was the second lowest viewership for Oscars ever.
And it's crazy because I'm talking to my mom about it. I'm bullshitting, like nobody watches Oscars. She brings up more people watch the Super Bowl than the Oscars. I don't think it's a backed up fact. I don't think that's a proven fact. But a lot of people apparently do watch the Oscars. It's boring. It's 3 hours long. It's not like the Grammys where there's like these huge performances and you watch artists and stuff.
Exactly.
It's just the Oscars is just so boring. And this is the one time they picked to have something happen. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. What was your thoughts on it?
I thought it was staged. When I first saw the video, I thought it was staged, but then I saw the next day, I'm like, all right, this is not staged. I think that ran through a lot of people's mind where it was like, that's fake. Because he just went like he didn't wind up or anything. He kind of just went down and smacked him. It was just crazy because Chris Rock is a comedian. He's supposed to make those jokes. And then he got slapped. And like Will Smith was laughing too when they showed him.
And it's another thing. It's like Will Smith, you know, he's a funny actor. He's probably like couldn't see him as a comedian, possibly doesn't do stand up, blah 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 blah.
Right.
But he should know, like, you know, these jokes. This is a comedian doing a joke. It's not a personal attack on my wife kind of thing. But it's crazy because even everybody's seen the footage of him laughing at the joke.
Exactly. That's the crazy thing about it.
And then we've seen the footage of Jada not too, you know, found on the joke.
Yeah.
And then like split, like this is no bullshit. I was talking at my barbershop and he was cutting me. Like 4 seconds after them going to Jada, that's when Will walked up to the stage.
Exactly.
And this was like 7 seconds from Will laughing at the joke.
Exactly.
It happened that fast, and that's why I don't think people like are taking in like this is crazy. This man, but when I did see it, I was thinking like, you know, Will's probably going through some stuff, you know, because you gotta a lot of shit a lot of anger has got to be in you to go up stage on the Oscars, slap somebody. And this Will and Chris, it's not like they have beef.
No.
Although there's some stuff coming up like 2016, I think when Will and Jada both boycotted Oscars before, you know, Chris made some jokes about that. And, you know, they weren't even invited, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Or Jada wasn't even invited. And it's just like, damn. But I thought it was real the whole time. The Australia TV.
Yeah, they came in clutch for real. I just hate those people that are trying to still fight that is fake.
Yeah.
They're trying to come up with angles. They're trying to come up with photoshopped of like Will Smith wearing something right here. I'm like, bro, we would have saw that by now. I'm seeing it yesterday. But I think it's just crazy that Will Smith like did that to a comedian. Like,
yeah, Chris
Rock's about to go on tour. Everything's about to be sold out for him. He's about to go crazy. He's about to make jokes and everything. And the whole point to run a awards show, you gotta be funny.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Manning that one time, ESPYs. He was cooking. Kevin Durant, saying, "My daughter's gymnastics team is so good." Kevin Durant wanted to join. They put the camera on Kevin Durant. He wasn't having it. They put it on Russell Westbrook. He wasn't having it. But we all remember that though, because it's hilarious. That's the whole point. You got to be funny, and you can't take jokes because that's the whole point of a comedian. Everybody was laughing. Everyone was making G.I. Jane jokes. And I didn't understand I didn't understand the joke at first.
Yeah, I did not understand it at first either, but apparently, you know, Sister Soldier movie kind of girl, got a bald
She's bald.
head.
Yeah, she's bald.
Basically, I thought, and now looking at it, when you understand the joke, it's actually hilarious.
It's
It's
hilarious.
a very funny joke.
Yes.
And it's just like, damn, like it's sad to see like that happen on his big night because he did win the award for Best Actor, which is a
Yeah.
huge award at the Oscars. But his speech was good though. Like when you watch this, like, did you check out his speech after?
Nah, man.
It was a good ass speech. He was in tears. I just felt you could say, you know, the Best Actor, you know, showed some of the reasons why he won that award. And did you see the video of the guy who does the sports videos? Like the ones making the not really an athlete kind of videos.
I think
Did you
so.
see the one he did about the Oscars?
No, I see that one.
I'll send it to you, bro. It's funny as hell. He
Oh,
basically
you
said-
talking about?
You
talking
didn't
about?
see the film of because Will Smith has a history of slapping people.
Oh no,
Like,
I didn't see
he
that.
slapped, like this one dude tried to kiss him at a red carpet. He slapped him. Like he slaps people, and that's something that, you know, now looking at it, he's known for.
Apparently, and it's crazy because he's been on that for a while now. And Chris Rock, we're really not going to remember Chris Rock getting slapped. I mean, he couldn't do nothing about it. He made a joke, and things got out of hand. I just couldn't believe, you know, it happened so quickly.
No, props to him though. Like he took that shit, he ate it.
Ate
see
it.
your
Ate
tweet,
it.
right?
Yeah, he ate that.
He
He was,
ate it.
he was eating. He was eating
And
it.
and he was still very professional about it because a lot of people can't just get slapped in front of
Nah.
everybody in the whole world to see and just take it like that and move on to the next thing. So props to him. He was very professional about it.
And I hate that crowd that says, man, Will Smith would have slapped me. He would have seen hell. That's not true, bro. You would not have done nothing. You wouldn't have. All these people are like, man, he would have had to see me with these hands. You wouldn't have done nothing.
Okay, some people I believe though. Shannon Sharp, I feel like
Shannon Sharp would have, yeah. Shannon Sharp would have beat some ass.
Different
Yes.
breed.
I saw Shannon Sharp video. I'm like, yeah, he definitely would have beat some ass. But most people wouldn't have done anything. You're literally in shock.
Yeah.
Like, he's walking up to you. You think he's going to take the mic or something, say something, or just, you know, talk it up. Dude gets slapped. You're not going to – and you're at an award show.
Yeah, it's not like you're outside and on the street or nothing.
It's not like you're at a bar or something, at a
an
club,
award show.
national television, all these people watching. You're not going to go slap him back. Like,
That's something you're gonna have to handle after the problem.
exactly right. So I that crowd of people just kind of pissed me off. They thought they were doing something for real. They were like,
They
hey,
thought
he
they
would,
hate.
yeah, they just something else. But what do you got for closing remarks though?
Now, I usually do movie reviews. I tell you to go see movies and stuff. But this week, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to tell you not to go see Morbius this week. Rotten
saw it?
Tomatoes. No, I'm just letting you know. Rotten Tomatoes, they really don't mess with their ratings. Some movies, you know, obviously should be rated higher, but I feel like they always give a good scale. But it came out that Morbius has a 16 on Rotten Tomatoes. Out of 100%.
At 100, right? Yeah.
At
that's-
100%. So movies usually that low never tend to be good. And like anytime I see a movie that's rated that low, it's usually never a movie that I come out the theater saying, you know, that was a good movie. No, that movie was ass. And
A
then Rotten Tomatoes is
16?
trying to tell you that it's ass.
A 16, that's insane.
And people have been reviewing this movie. I've been seeing it all over TikTok. Like, I tried so hard to like this movie, blah, blah, blah. Like, there was so much stuff that's wrong with Jared Leto. He's a pretty decent actor, but apparently he didn't do good enough job in this movie. Tyrese is in it. That's probably one reason to see it. We all love
Exactly.
Tyrese. But whatever you do, don't go see this movie. I'm probably not going to see it, but that's all I got.
Hey, just being honest. Antonio Brown says he's not going to get surgery until an NFL team signs him.
And he no, dude, get like this under the same quote. He was saying that a lot of guys are getting money for receivers, and he thinks he deserves that same amount of money.
So what I got from that is he's not getting surgery then.
Yeah, basically, you're gonna have a fucked up ankle.
Everybody's like saying like a desperate team's gonna come and sign him. No, they're not. If a desperate team is that down bad, they're gonna sign Terrell Pryor. They're not gonna sign Antonio Brown. They're gonna sign some bum dude that works at Foot Locker over Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is such a problem in the locker room. There's no way someone's gonna sign Antonio Brown.
And it's fooled me once, fooled me twice, fooled me 3 times. This man has done it 3 times already.
He literally
Raiders,
left. He left the middle of a
Patriots,
game.
Bucks, like he's done it. Like there's enough evidence.
He called the GM a cracker.
There's enough evidence that this guy shouldn't be in the NFL locker.
He didn't want to play in a game because they didn't have his helmet. He went.
Conversations with the coach and the GM.
He farted in a trainer's face. He went in one of those cryo chambers. He didn't even wear shoes. You know, things are cold. He got frostbite. We can just keep going on and on. Remember he went on IG Live with the Steelers and the dude was just naked walking behind him. I mean, this dude's a clown. I used to like it.
Dude, he was so talented, bro.
No, he was so good. He was one of my favorite players.
In the NFL, yeah.
He was easily one of my favorite players.
And that was crazy about that is because he was so good. You didn't know about his personalities off the field. This shit just came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
It came out of nowhere. He was crazy as fuck.
Man, I just can't believe Mike Tomlin put up with him for 9 years. That's insane.
Props to him.
Clap it up for the boy for that one. But that's all we got for today's episode. Appreciate you guys for listening all the way through. Download this episode for us. Helps go a long way. Hit that plus button next to the episode is Apple Podcast, Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. Like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe down below. Watch our other content going on. Follow social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at 6Man Blitz. We got some great stuff moving forward for you guys, so definitely check it out. Got anything else before we wrap it up?
What up?
That's all we got. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.